who would like to take off?
Fabien, a bright future for French rugby after a young squad selected defeated essentially a young English counterpart side. What can you draw from that going forward?
For us and for the young player, it was like a new experience, like incubation development team with 5 foreigner players and 1 English, important with British Barbarians. 1. So it was a week of learning, and George is coming, but he'll help us and he'll help the young player to prepare this match. And for the staff, it's like great experience to improve with this young player. Maybe they can think that they can play the first team.
Was this purely an initiation to international rugby, or will it help you guide your selection for the Sun squad?
Nice for we prepare the squad for Japanese tournament with big star and foreigner player. So it was a mix of young player, inexperienced player, and preparation of Japanese tournament.
Shaun, afternoon. How much of that was that Barbarians performance today an honour to pay tribute to Phil Bennett?
100%. And we've been watching clips all week of him. Obviously the famous try in Cardiff has been played to numerous accounts. And I was lucky enough to meet him on numerous occasions when I was in Wales. And there's one thing that always stood out was his humility. And even though for such a great player. And biggest respects to his family, obviously, who in this very difficult time.
George, congratulations on the big win. Have you been working hard on your kicking this week, and could you take us through the technique for those conversions?
It's been a good week. Have I been practicing my kicking? I haven't, no. But we've had some interesting practice leading into the game. But luckily, it's been an epic week. I think as a fixture, as something to be celebrated, I think it's something which should be. Something the media should be pumping up. It's brilliant. There's, like I said to someone else, there's a lot of crap in the media around rugby at the moment. I think there's things that people need to be pushing positive messages about, and this is something which is brilliant to bring different people together, different cultures, different coaches, and to play some fantastic rugby off the back of a pretty social week. So yeah.
It looked like you really enjoyed yourselves out there, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
And with the one with local knowledge, are you going to be taking the boys out tonight?
I think there might be an early flight for some, but I'm sure the rest will be heading out.
Shaun looks keen.
Yeah, but I'm going to go on a flight because
I'd have to take Shaun.
got jobs, mate, you know what I mean? We have to work out.
George, when you have a week like this and a day like today, do you have any second thoughts about retiring?
Look, I've planned this. A lot of my decisions in rugby have been planned from a good while out. I'm quite tactical in that, in terms of asking for a lot of opinions and planning things. And I'm really comfortable with the career I've had. I'm also equally as excited for my next opportunity with my business. And for me, it's something I want to continue creating memories. We spoke about pre-game, we spoke about how we've had such a good time off-field, and we need to follow it up with an on-field memory, especially as none of the players in that group have won at Twickenham before. So for us, it was about creating a decent memory on-field, and yeah, I'm content with my decisions.
George, when you said it was a pretty social week, how many training sessions did you have?
Look, the training was there. It was just on and off-field. So I think. Look, you got to get your content done. You got to have your conversations and make sure that, like part of the Barbars is to have the young and the old together and talk about life and rugby and such. But yeah, there was the training was there. It's just it's part of the tradition to also enjoy it off field as well.
Regarding your decision to retire, were there warning signs from your body that you needed? The end of the road was coming near, or was the lure of your business opportunity, was that the driving factor in the choice?
Oh, look, People retire for many reasons, family, friends, getting my social back, getting there's business, there's body, like I said, there's lots of reasons people retire, so I wouldn't put it just down to one. But like I said, I'm very content with, I'm really happy with my career at the end of the day. I've had a good career. I'm very grateful for the clubs I've been part of at Dorking, Saracens and at Panasonic Wild Knights, and now finishing up being part of the Barbarians club.
Shaun, can I ask, were you surprised by the margin of victory against an experienced England team, particularly given that you played more than half the game with 14 men?
Well, I wrote a number down, as I always do before in the morning of the game, what our goal is to points conceded. 18 to 21 I thought was a fair goal for the lads to get to. That's why I was really pleased at the end, you know, with the boys were obviously digging in. They had 14 players, but they were still defending with their hearts, really, really desperately. Not obviously with a lot of structure at times, but we defended well and we had the 21 points target. So that answers your question.
George, that back, have you ever done that before?
I honestly haven't, and the state of my legs at the end of the game, I thought I was going to pull a hammy doing that. So yeah, look, that was an interesting one.
Down to the Dorking socks?
Dorking and Saracens, yeah. I spent, you know, from 8 years old to 18 years old. I've got a number of coaches and ex-players here today watching. So, like you owe your club, your grassroots rugby, pretty much everything. The rest is done by, you know, yourself and other coaches. But for getting them into the game, I think it's definitely. I wouldn't have chosen another pair of socks.
You surely can't have scripted it much better than that. Kicking 3 conversions, beating England by 31 points, where you played and won so many games and trophies and stuff like that. That's got to be pretty perfect, isn't it?
It's good. It's like I said, it's to finish playing for Barbarians, and not just because they're here to, you know, you're two fantastic coaches. You don't get many opportunities like that. You know, and we ended up winning the Panasonic game as well. So yeah, I'm very, like I said, this is a good time for me to retire. I don't want to.
Shaun, from your experience, do you think that this result's going to have a big impact on England ahead of the Australia tour, or will they be able to brush it off, given it will be a different team?
I don't think it was a test team tonight, so you know, we built it up because a lot of our guys had never won at Twickenham, and we built it up, and obviously they wanted to have that winning feeling at Twickenham, and but obviously it wasn't a test match.
Fabien, in an increasingly professional environment, how important is the spirit of Barbarians for you, and how important is the game to retain fixtures like this?
It is the rugby when I started to play. It was amateur rugby, and Barbarians is like amateur rugby in the professional world. Sorry for it. It's not fit. He has to improve his fitting. It's okay, George?
Yep.
Yeah. You kick too much. You kick too much today. So, and to find the good balance is fantastic, because we build a team with very inexperienced player, young player, and few big player like George, and I can see the young French player look after George every time. We are just a spectator, and we can see that they look after him. And it was like a dad for the player with Will, but after Will sent off, so only one dad on the pitch, and they did well because they want to play for them and for him. So I spoke with the coach after, for this young player, there are only few players know the international level. Damien Penaud, for example, the other, and the captain Charles Livon, and the other want to be on the squad. So it's fantastic for the concurrence, emulation, competition for the team, for the spirit for the team, and they learn a lot during this week in the pitch, but off the pitch too. Because it's a good balance. It was a good balance. I was a little bit afraid because Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, it was a lot. Five nights. I was a little bit afraid, but at the end of the match, no injury and no muscle injury. It's a miracle. Sometimes you can't explain rugby. I say to my performance manager Thibaut Giroud, you can go and have a rest. You can retire. No.
Fabien came out, I think he's underestimating his own impact. He came out one of the most wisest words ever. He said, when we're training, we're training. When we're not training, we're not training. And that was the boys took that really to heart. And as I said, you know, we did have a couple of hard sessions, but the rest of the time it was social. Obviously, the day before we were lads work drinking. But I thought they acquitted themselves as super professionals. Whilst having a good time.
Can you try and, it's been a remarkable period for French rugby at the moment. Grand Slam, 2 good clubs, 1 European.
It's why we pick one player.
Then you filled the
We
Barbarians team with French guys.
need the témoin, we need the testimonial.
Can you try and sum up for us the sort of feeling in French rugby at the moment? It seems that everything you're touching is turning golden right now.
Yes, for the moment it is a very good period, but our ambition is to stay in this level, not to go and to go back. You know? We want, we would, we have a vision, and we want to keep the team in the big team, and we want to stay at the top of the world rugby. So it's to arrive here maybe it's very hard. It's a good performance, it's fantastic, but now we have to continue to develop like today, young player, like say Shaun. We think a lot. It's a method. Not many training, but we have 2 big days of training, and it's a good test for our method to prepare Japanese tournament to find a good balance.
Okay, one last question, please.
Can I have questions in French?
Yep.
Il y avait une sorte d'évidence entre l'esprit des Barbarians et du French Flair. Donc, mais ce qui a surpris, je pense, l'équipe adverse, c'est surtout l'intensité défensive. Vous en avez un petit peu parlé déjà dans les réponses précédentes, mais est-ce que vous pouvez développer un petit peu à quel point c'était important pour vous aussi de garder l'esprit, même si l'Angleterre n'avait pas une configuration de test match, de vous rester dans une mentalité de test match?
Pourquoi Shaun est là? C'est-à-dire qu'en France, on a bien attaqué, mais il faut apprendre à défendre. Et depuis 3 ans, Shaun pose les bases de notre défense et de notre rugby, parce que l'attaque n'existe que par la défense. C'est une bonne défense qui nous donne des bons ballons d'attaque. Turnover, transition. Et aujourd'hui, nous avons progressé parce que nous avons trouvé la bonne balance entre la défense et l'attaque. L'équipe de France, mais aussi les Barbarians. Malgré le peu d'expérience collective, on a trouvé le bon équilibre. Et il nous apporte beaucoup. C'est le moment de lui rendre aussi hommage. You understand what I say? We need to have a good balance between defense and attack. I say Shaun learned a lot and bring a lot of competence. He's a good defensive coach and more. But since 3 years, we improve because we have a good balance between attack and defense and kicking game.
Just a last very short one.
Kicking game is a good example.
I hit the post there.
Yeah, you have a good sortie de camp, very good kicking game.
Post.
Je vous donnerai sans doute pas de scoop sur la compétition du groupe pour le Japon, mais ce genre de match, en tant que sélectionneur, c'est à la fois confortable parce que ça donne beaucoup d'options, mais est-ce que c'est aussi un problème? Est-ce que ça a remis éventuellement quelques choix en cause ou pas du tout?
Non, mais il n'y a pas de problème. Là, à la fin du match, on leur a dit que les 19 joueurs étaient sélectionnés. Donc il y a déjà 19 joueurs qui partent au Japon qui sont là, sauf blessure. On a fait notre groupe hier, qu'on communiquera demain. Et vous pouvez déjà annoncer que les 19 Bavariens français sont sélectionnés pour partir au Japon. Voilà.
Okay, thanks very much, everyone.
See the tweet?
No, I didn't.
Congratulations. Happy time.
Cheers.